Evelyn Forde MBE is a head teacher at Coptal School and is also vice president of the Association of School and College Leaders. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So your school, is that at Coptal? I'm thinking, is that North London?
Yes, we're in Mill Hill, Barnet.
Mill Hill, Barnet, okay. And are you planning to close the school today? Are the kids coming in or not?
Yes, our young people are coming in, but we have decided to close early, so our students will be leaving from 12. I did hear the intro. Is it hysteria? I don't think it is, Julia. I just think that, the advice from the DfE is to
Department for Education. Yeah.
Yes, is to keep schools open, but actually has delegated the responsibility to school and college leaders in terms of making their own decisions. And for me and other head teachers, we don't take these decisions lightly, but the reality is classrooms are going to get exceptionally hot, and some secondary schools have anything between 1,000 and 1,400 young people. We don't have aircon, as you've just mentioned. So I just think trying to teach in exceptionally hot classrooms, it's unlikely to reap optimum results for either student or staff.
Okay, but now there's a difference, let's be honest, because we've all been to school. There's a difference between actually learning anything at school on that particular day and, as James points out, come on, we were all at school as well. How much teaching actually happens in the last couple of weeks of term? Give me a break here, Evelyn.
I take umbrage on that, actually. No. School and college leaders, we work exceptionally hard, and let's not forget our young people have had 2 years of lost learning. So
I know. That's why they think they should be in school. I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah, hang on. So teachers are working exceptionally hard. There's not videos or anything like that on in schools. We are trying really, really hard to keep the learning really kind of front and centre.
By the way, that's not working exceptionally hard. That's just doing your job.
I hear that. Yeah, doing our job.
Can we just stop praising ourselves for doing our jobs, please?
I think that school and college leaders do work exceptionally hard in some very challenging circumstances.
Okay. No, hey, listen, I think schools are very challenging. I mean, no question at all about that. But I'm just saying, in terms of teaching kids in the final 2 weeks of term, shouldn't be something for which people get a gold star. That should be, thank you.
Not asking for a gold star.
That's our bare minimum here. Right, here we go. Yep. So here's the thing. Classrooms get exceptionally hot, and a lot of these schools, and again, we all go to schools where there's loads of glass because you want to let the light in, and of course they're freezing in winter, they're boiling in summer. We're not designed for this weather. But sending kids home at midday on a very hot day, I mean, where do we think kids are going to go? If they go home, likely is their homes are just as hot, or they'll be outside equally hot. I mean, is this about keeping the kids safe, or is this about we're not going to get anything useful done? We don't want the responsibility because we see schools closing when there's a bit of snow. Oh, it's raining. Is this really what we want to teach our kids? Because for me, one of the lessons for my daughter is, I mean, frankly, unless you are properly ill, unless there is genuinely a tornado going on between you and the school, you go to school, full stop.
Yeah, and there is, we do teach our young people resilience. So I'm on the same page with you with that. But let's not forget, there has been a red amber warning, to not just to schools, but to the country per se. In terms of transport, will start slowing down, So in my view, and for lots of head teachers, it is about trying to get the young people home before it does get busy on the buses, or indeed the buses don't come. Getting them home so that they can have lunch at home, but providing them with a cold lunch for those young people that actually need it. And before the sun does get even hotter, I have been tracking it. I'm not a weather person.
They're all going to be going to the park.
I don't think they will, Julia. I honestly don't think they will.
Let's check out the parks near Coptal.
My young people, and I think young people up and down the country, actually, and I think families are also quite concerned as well.
But lots of those we sending. I mean, are we talking secondary school pupils?
Yes, mine.
Okay, but again, a lot of parents might be quite unhappy about their kid being home during the day. They're at work and they've got to go to work and they're in a hot home on their own. They probably feel they're safer in school.
Yeah, there might be, and we do have that provision for any families that do want their children to stay in school. But I think the other thing to note for a secondary school, we have got some primary schools also closing half day, and we have quite a lot of staff who have children in primary. So there's that knock-on effect.
And that's why you keep schools open, because the knock-on effect is so huge. Can I also ask you, just got the last couple of minutes, I want to ask you also about a new study, new report showing that poor pupils in England and Wales are significantly behind their peers. I mean, again, this is largely to do with lockdown as well, and all the damage that's been done. I mean, every single child needs basically to get every single minute of extra teaching they can get, don't they?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. To be fair, I haven't read the report in its entirety, but I do think there is something about, you know, ministers making those decisions to invest in the profession. And, you know, we had a brilliant report by Kevin Collins, you know, in terms of the recovery funding, and schools didn't get that. So I do think there needs to be further investment in schools to make sure that that gap does continue to close. But I do think that COVID has definitely exacerbated that.
Yeah, not COVID, lockdown. Always separate the two. One is a disease and one is a policy to deal with it. Evelyn Forde, lovely to talk to you. Enjoy the day. Enjoy midday onwards without any pupils. Evelyn Forde is head teacher at Copthall School. I think a lot of us can understand those schools not designed to have that sort of heat.